So we got the oil filter extension off. We got it cleaned up, but we have to work on getting the gasket off. I don't have exactly the right tools to do it, so I'm going to have to finish that off at a different point. Taking a look at this, the next thing we need to do is get this power steering pump off this guy right here and put on the new engine. So there's probably only a couple bolts that holds on there. Even looking at it, I'm actually thinking I might have to take the pulley off, which will be pretty tough, but we're going to work on that, and then we're going to be pretty much done with this engine, other than a couple of things like the harness and then the coil pack up here that we need to remove. So we're going to start working on that. So this is the reservoir that we're going to have to extend and put at a different point. I'm going to see about getting that off. I need to grab some pliers to get that pulled off.
Isaiah's back.
Now is this going to let go? Probably not. Honestly, might have to just cut this off or something. Dear God.
Dear God, why?
Maybe I can pull it off from the top spot here, actually. That might be easier. Keyword is might. Probably won't. Yeah. Nope, that is not coming off either. Alright, well, they actually leave convenient holes, it looks like, through the pump, because that's where a nut is, right through that hole. Right through there. You can see the little stud right there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for doing that, Isaiah. Because I could not get that off.
How are you doing it?
Here you go. You're just using a razor blade.
It's only really taken off the surface because it's so...
Yeah, I wanted to use a wire wheel to get it off.
Big no. If you have a sanding wheel, then yeah, that's fine.
I have
Big.
a bunch of sanding wheels, actually.
Big nah.
Do you have one that has multiple flaps on it?
Yeah, check on my second drawer of the toolbox. Your dog's creating a ruckus.
I know.
So there's two
She's just jealous because she ain't going
through here. One nut. Two nut.
Get those nuts.
Oh, it's
Hey,
actually,
Davis, do you have the release tool for this?
top drawer. There's two forks.
Okay, thank you.
So this pulls forward and then it kind of stops. What is holding it on?
Oh, there you go.
Get that nut, Davis.
It's like studs
nut.
attached
Yeah.
to it. Oh damn, pulling the whole thing. Might have to cut this. I mean, we're going to be extending these anyways, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. It's probably for the best. Make it easier to take this off.
Hey guys, what is a pirate's favorite type of fish?
What?
A swordfish!
I thought that was what is a knight's favorite fish.
Oh, sorry. Edit that. Hey Davis, what's a knight's
Whoa.
favorite? Oh, it be squirtin'.
He's leaking.
It be squirtin'.
You shouldn't be doing that.
So what we're hitting, actually I didn't even notice, is this right here.
Ah!
Literally can't come out past that. So I'm gonna have to go back here, and that nut right there is what I'm gonna have to loosen to get this out of the way from hitting the pulley there. So now this is out, so we can pull this completely off.
Okay.
spilled plenty of power steering fluid, but basically we needed to cut that line and then unbolt it from the steering rack here. There are some studs that we need to take out and put on the new block to get that mounted, and then yeah, we're gonna make custom lines for this reservoir, so that's not a big deal. But yeah, that's pretty much what we had to do there. We're going to clean up all this mess, and then Isaiah is going to continue working on that oil filter extension arm, getting it all cleaned up so we can put the new gasket on and get it on the engine there. So we're going to take a break there, and going to clean this up and do exactly that. So, all right, so we got the surface of this all cleaned up, and we have the new gasket for it. Yep, like that. Or should we flip it? No, there's no way it can flip.
Yeah.
So that's about right. Those are the bolts right there. We've been kind of busy here. We had a little bit of issue with the power steering. There's some studs that come out, and this one I guess has coolant behind it. So be careful when you do that, because it just peed out a bunch of coolant in the block. So unfortunately we don't got this painted, but I mean no one's really even going to see it. And we did clean this thoroughly and blow compressed air through it and make sure there was nothing in it that would get trapped in the oil galleys and pathways and whatnot.
Go ahead and give it that good ugga-dugga gun.
There we go. It is pretty good. And then we have, I guess, an extra piece. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to... Well, no, it will, because it's got the Camaro harness, but either, like, I think this is an oil pressure sensor. We're going to clean it up and put some Teflon tape in there, and then thread it in there. These are the studs that I was referring to. So this one, I mean, it just threads in, and these are like 5.5 millimeter studs. This, though, has coolant behind it. So I put Teflon tape on this stud because there is coolant behind it. So when I removed it from the old engine, I unscrewed it, and then it just like literally peed out coolant. So just be aware of that if you're doing this. So we got the power steering pump on here all cleaned up. It was very grimy, but we put the degreaser on there and power washed it and got it pretty good. We also ran a bunch of compressed air through this to push it out here and get out any liquid that we could. So it's pretty dry in there at the moment. We just have the two nuts go in there to put on. We got Teflon tape on the oil pressure sensor here that threads in here. And now all that we have left after getting this bolted down is the AC condenser bracket, and we can fix the AC condenser. And after that, we basically just need to put the exhaust on the engine, and it's pretty much ready to go onto the cradle, except for we need to get the crank put on as well. But that's basically it. So
You mean the harmonic balancer.
yeah, the crank pulley, harmonic balancer, the synonymous. So we're going to start working on that. Also, now that we have the new oil filter extension from the Camaro, it allows us to pivot the bracket down enough to clear it and get in that bolt hole right there. So yeah, makes that good. We're just going to thread those in. I need to get a long extension to get these in, so I'm going to start working on that. Switch me out, boss. Yeah. Nice. So as you can see right down there is the stud. Cool. Alright, and we still need to get the other bracket on the back. Got this all cleaned up. Is this just not on right?
I mean, it might be. Thought I got it on right. Oh.
That's the one. Yeah, so we just got in the wrong hole.
Or so we think.
Wrong hole, guys. No, that's the right one.
No. Wait.
That is the right one. It came off this notch. Yep, right there. Lines right up. So lines up there and there, and then the front. So let's just thread in some of these boys. Ow. All right, now we just have 2 back bolts. So we have a 13 and then I think it's a 10 mil. All right, cool. So we have the AC all put together, pretty much all the last of the accessories. I'm sure there's I think we have a tensioner that needs to go right here, and that's where that metal bracket there goes. Now that we have these accessories on, just that much closer, we just need to get the exhaust on and then swapped onto here, pretty much, get the wiring harness on it. You know, actually looking at it, I wonder how the exhaust is going to fit right here, because it has to come down like that. I mean, this is Camaro exhaust with Camaro AC condenser.
I'm going to clean my hands real quick and just grab that exhaust manifold, and then we'll just see kind of how it's going to get mocked up.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, we'll be just fine.
Yep. Man, that'll be awesome. Maybe we should put the exhaust on and really complete the look.
We should just do it today, because it'll be a nice accomplishment for this weekend.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, let's just do it. Do we have exhaust bolts?
Let's check. I think we came with some, but it might not be the right size. If not, we actually might be able to reuse the old exhaust manifold bolts, because we
Take them off of that one.
Oh, yeah. True. All right, we're going to start working on that.